This conference will now be recorded.
That's what's up. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Lendsey with Houston Home Realty Group broker, and I'm representing Knowledge is Power Real Estate Education, where I'm the owner as well. And so I want to start bringing more educational videos to you. And today we're going to briefly talk about, hopefully in less than 5 minutes, the homestead exemption. What is it? How can you apply? What required documents are needed to file the homestead exemption? All those good old questions that a lot of people are wondering, and a lot of the questions that the appraisal district gets on the regular basis. So we're going to try to help cut down those calls that the appraisal district is receiving. So let's talk about what a homestead exemption is. A homestead exemption only applies to a primary residence. So you can't have several homestead exemptions because you have to have a residence that you call home, where you hang your hat at night, where you just relax, and that is where you're raising your family. That is where you can be found. All right, your primary residence. And when you file for your homestead exemption, it removes part of your home's value from being taxed, which can save you thousands in taxes each year. All right. And so again, a homestead exemption can be filed on a home. It can be filed if you live in a condominium, townhome. Someone asked about if you live in a manufactured home. Yes, and we'll talk about that a little later. Yes, you can file a homestead exemption if you live in a manufactured home. You know, that's still your home. All right. Uh, so we're going to go ahead and touch on these frequently asked questions, and hopefully this will help at least one person. If it helps one person, we have done our job. All right. So, Jerron, Lendsey, what are some of the most frequently asked questions when it comes to homestead exemption?
So the first one is, do I as a homeowner get a tax break from property taxes?
Again, yes, if it's your primary residence, remember, if you live there, you can file a homestead exemption. And let me just say one more thing about a homestead exemption. It protects you in the event you have to file bankruptcy. It protects you from creditors being able to come after your home when you have to file bankruptcy. All right, because that's where you're raising your family. That's where you lay your head at night. All right. Again, yes, as a homeowner, you can get a tax break from property taxes only if it's your primary residence. It cannot be a vacation home or a second home. All right. And it helps lower your taxes.
Um, I have one more question. Do all homes qualify for homestead exemptions?
No, not all homes will qualify. It has to be your primary residence. It cannot be a house that a corporation or a business entity is using. It has to be your primary residence. And we'll talk about some more nuggets with that as well.
I also have another question. What is a homestead?
Well, again, a homestead exemption, it is where a part of the value of your home will not be taxed. And so, for example, if your home appraised at 350,000, you may only be taxed on the value of 325,000. So again, you want to go ahead and file that homestead exemption. And yes, it has to be a separate structure. It can be a condominium, it can be a townhome, manufactured home, even if it's on land that you own or land that you're leasing, as long as you own the property that you're living in, you can file for the exemption. And when I say own, it doesn't mean that it has to be paid off. You could be in the process of owning it. You can still have a mortgage on the property and file your homestead exemption. And up to 20 acres. You can file up to 20 acres as long as you own the home and it has a yard and you're using it as your primary residence. All right.
I also have another question. Uh, what homestead exemptions aren't available?
Which ones do you think are available?
Well, I heard of school taxes, county taxes, age 65 or older, and disabled exemptions.
Yes, those are exemptions. That's why you want to file that homestead exemption. You want to get a break on the school taxes a little bit, the county taxes a little bit. And especially if you're over the age of 65, you get an exemption from certain taxing entities. And if you're disabled veteran, or if you're disabled in general, there are exemptions for you.
How do I get a general $25,000 homestead exemption?
For the $25,000 general exemption, all you have to do is submit a residential homestead exemption application and the supporting documents to the appraisal district in which your property is located. So if your house is in Harris County, you will not be going to Brazoria County trying to file your homestead exemption. You have to file it with the appraisal district in which your house is located in. What county is your house located in? For example, if you're in Fort Bend County, you go to Fort Bend County Appraisal District. You're in Brazoria County, you go to Brazoria County Appraisal District. Galveston County, go to Galveston Appraisal District, County Appraisal District. All right, so you just don't go to any old appraisal district because you will get embarrassed. All right, if it's not the right county.
What is the deadline for filing for a homestead exemption?
Well, with the new law, it used to be you need to file it by April 30th, but in order to, claim that homestead exemption, but now you can get that homestead exemption the year that you bought the property. That's why a lot of homeowners were scrambling. They were trying to get a house before January 1st so they can get that homestead exemption for that year. And then homeowners who bought homes in February and March, they just had to wait. And that means they lost out on a lot of savings. All right, so the new law says you can claim that homestead exemption in the year that you bought that house and get those exemptions. All right, that's a good law that was passed.
And if you don't mind me asking one more question, may I continue to receive the residence homestead exemption on my home if I move away temporarily?
If you move away temporarily, as long as it's not over 2 years and you still keep that as your primary residence and you didn't go and file another homestead exemption somewhere else, then yes. As long as it's not longer than 2 years and you can still prove that you occupy, that you kept that as your primary residence, then you should be okay.
If I live in a home that has multiple owners, can I qualify for the residence homestead exemption on the home?
Man, multiple owners. Well, if you're not the sole owner of the property, these are special situations. It could, you have, if you're not the sole owner of the property, then whatever percent of your ownership is, that's the percent that you can claim with the homestead exemption. So for example, if a married couple is living in a home and it's 100% ownership, of course, Texas is community property, then yes, they get that home ownership. If you inherited a property and you live in it, then yes, you can claim that homestead exemption. All right. If you have partial ownership, which I just talked about, then you can only claim the interest that you own. So if you only own 25% of the home, and it's multiple owners, then that's what you can claim. Isn't this interesting? Because he's yawning. This is not interesting to you?
No, it's just my throat. I had to cough and excited. All right. What are some required documents needed to file?
So if you want to file your homestead exemption, all you need to do is download the residence homestead exemption application from your county appraisal district because it's downloadable. If you have a realtor, call them and ask them to assist you with that. And they should. I know I assist my clients with it. I make sure that they have that homestead exemption filed. You will need to change the address on your license. They need to see that that address is on your license. And if you're a manufactured homeowner, there are additional documents for that. But it is simple. It is simple. So make sure if you still have any questions, Google your appraisal district. They will be glad to answer any questions you have. You can even post your questions in the comments section of this video, and I will make sure that they get answered. But I want you guys to go ahead and file the homestead exemption. I have known people that have owned homes for 10 years and never filed a homestead exemption and were paying full taxes. No, they were not my clients, but they were paying full taxes and they did get a refund. They got a refund. I think our appraisal district can go back a year. All right, because if you didn't do it, that's on you. That's the way I feel that they feel. And so normally you can show them proof, and they're going to go back a year and give you back all that you were overtaxed. All right, and then once you file that homestead exemption, let your mortgage company know, because they need to do some adjustments because they're escrowing out for those taxes, right? So maybe they don't need to escrow as much out. Did you learn anything in this video? Is it pretty simple, or it's kind of deep? Kind of deep.
It's kind of in the middle, you know. It's like I learned some things and I heard some things, but you know, I couldn't remember them. But yeah. But y'all go file for your exemption. Yeah. Or your homestead exemption, in fact.
And again, if you need a Texas broker, if you're relocating to Texas and you need someone that's knowledgeable, that's been in the business a long time, don't hesitate to click the link or give me a call and set up a consultation. Look forward to uploading more videos, and any suggested videos you may have, let me know, because I got a lot of browsers open up here. It's a lot of browsers open, so I can definitely help you and your family. And you have a blessed day, and hope I taught you something, or made you aware of something that you were not aware of initially. All right, so you guys have a blessed day, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.